Good morning, guys. This will be part 2, or my second vlog. It is a Tuesday. I'm about to get ready to start work on a build that I'm gonna have to cram and send off to Computex this year. Now the build is gonna be sponsored by EK, Inwin, and G-Skill. It's gonna be for the G-Skill booth, because G-Skill was the one who technically contacted me first and all that. So the rest of the other sponsors I had to just, compile by myself, because I needed, the parts, for that display. So it's technically a co-op, but yeah, it's going to the G-Skill booth. What's tough about this is, again, I'm gonna have to work with very little time. Initially I was planning a scratch build, but there was no way I could finish it in 2 weeks. I know I did the desk build over in the UAE for a short amount of time, but seriously, I don't want to do that again, because it was too stressful, and I don't want to dump in too many mistakes for a display build, especially for Computex, where all the modders put in their work. So yeah, I want this to be really perfect. So I decided to go traditional route and use a case instead. So let's get to it. So this is the front panel. I'm gonna paint this white. Yeah, keep this one black and all that. I've already announced this build a few months back, but I will keep it a surprise. My girlfriend is painting the front panel. My cousin is cutting the acrylic for the top panel. Oh, here's the top panel. I'm gonna pull out my thinking cap and see what kind of design I'll put on here for people to see. Alright, so a friend of mine, his name is Kevin Daly. He owns TBP Labs over at Canada. He noticed in one of my videos a long time ago, a few months ago at least, that I vape, and some of you people also probably noticed that too. So he sent me his whole lineup, and I've tasted a few of them. So far this is my favorite, the Sucker Punch. You guys should check them out. This is gonna be what's gonna power me for the rest of the day today. So we've managed to pop rivet it back together. Nice matte white finish. Yay, progress. So this is the beautiful Rampage 5 motherboard. The rest of the other RAMs are in my personal PC, which I'll be putting back. I just thought I'd kill my envy for a while. I've never seen a back or an IO shield like this before, but apparently this is the IO shield. Favorite blocks, the EK Supreme. A friend of mine, Silver Ghost, again I mentioned him, gave this to me a while back, and I've been using this on multiple builds. Really nice. We're gonna be painting this white. Peel porn. Peel porn time. Oh my god. Peel porning with bad lighting. Alright, so this is what we have so far. It looks so awesome. This is co-sponsored by EK and Inwin, so I'm using all EK parts. I never knew that G-Skill had a PSU lineup. This is a 1200 watts platinum. Behind me is my girlfriend. She's currently shooting the video. So I'm gonna be tearing apart my personal build because some of the parts there I'm gonna use for this Computex build. I'm gonna be using a normal regular computer, you know, just with an air cooler or an AIO, while the parts I'm using for this build I'm working on right now will be in Taiwan. So I'm hoping to get them back in one piece. This is what we have so far. We've installed the fans. We fixed the front, painted it white. We have a visitor, a client of mine. His name is France. He owns Bone Crusher, by the way. Press F to pay respects to my Lian Li build. For now. Right, so I have managed to put in all the blocks and the GPUs, put in the pump, and everything's looking pretty sweet. We have another additional person. So right now I'm going to do the top cover. Managed to put in all the parts. Working on my temporary rig. I think we'll be using this PC. This will be my temporary rig. No, just kidding. I'll be taking this cooler out and using my Maximus Formula and 1070. This is the build so far. Managed to use the terminal block for EK. Yeah, for the triple parallel. And yeah, basically I'm running into a problem by how to get this tube or a tube run from here to up here. Got tired, so I think I'll be continuing this loop maybe later tonight, probably even tomorrow. 4 more days to go. It's looking good so far. Here's the top panel I worked on earlier, and it's looking pretty bomb. Porn is failing. Alright, I got a new PC. Woohoo! Alrighty, so this is gonna be my computer for probably a few months. Alright, so we built this in about probably an hour or something. This is my cat. Got into a bar fight again. But yeah, trying to sync up the Aura software and stuff. So these are all the names of the people that send me emails. Every time I try to answer 10 of them, like another 50 come in every single day. So I'm really sorry if I can't, you know, answer as, you know, favorably, you know, or at a favorable time frame. That's really crazy. I'm not aiming to be, you know, like become rich modding, but I've been getting so many requests recently. I'm passing them on to other modders with the hopes of them making, you know, some cash, I guess. But as far as I'm concerned, it's like, it's crazy. I operate by hand. My girlfriend and my cousin helped me, but you know, it's still, the manpower is just not enough, you know, and there's only so many people I can trust. I'm looking through messages. I just scroll through, you know, people speaking my language most of the time, basically. I see them speak my language, I know that they're local. I schedule my builds like weeks at a time, like 2 weeks before. I make sure that I can cater to at least 2 or 3 builds a week. The bread and butter actually comes from the smaller projects like, you know, PSU covers, SSD covers and all that. But lately I've been getting a flood of client builds, so kind of focusing on that at the moment so I can clear, you know, the plate. So far it's all been client builds, so I try to just glance through the messages and see anyone speaking my language, or if they have like a local name or a local family name or something like that, and then I try to schedule with them, and then if all goes well, then, you know, he's or that person, or he or she is that person on the next video. So some of these clients are probably like a month or 2 old, but at least, you know, it makes me feel happy that some of them actually wait. Some of them actually just you know, show up at the shop. I rarely take those types of clients in, you know, the ones with no schedules. But you know, sometimes when they come in with their PCs and then I take a look at it and then their projects aren't that hard to do, I just, you know, go, what the heck, it's money I don't have, so I'll take it. Now but the rest, you know, are scheduled. I have a few other schedules for overseas, and I am still working on them. I have one client from Australia. He's been waiting for probably about, I don't know, at least 5 months now. He just received, I mean, he just bought the case like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago. He's been scheduled before, but unfortunately, while waiting for the case, I couldn't just, you know, stop taking in clients, so I had to put in a build a schedule. But and then when time came that we received his case, I already had like a whole plate full, so I'm gonna have to manage that, and a lot of other things, you know. So basically, that's where, you know, for those who ask how I acquire my clients and all that. But you know, usually I just focus on local clients as much as possible because it's the easiest way to communicate. I mean, I've shipped to Australia, I've shipped to Taiwan, I've shipped to the US like twice, and a few other times overseas. It's always difficult, you know, because of how the currencies are and how they send money and how shipping is, and you know, how I have to ship it. You know, the process is just too tedious, you know, and then I barely make enough from it. But yeah, to answer questions that have been asked before, I can build overseas, I can ship to clients overseas, but the likelihood of that happening is only when I clear the other requests. I have to prioritize, you know, homeland first because it's the easiest to work with. Well, my cousins are ready to go out and buy some 1-inch thick plywood for shipping the build. We have an early visitor, Craig. So he's bringing in his PC. I modded that like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and he's changing his case. Oh god, I'm still sleepy. That's the box. This is the plywood. They're doing all the work. My ride, friend's ride. So I've been awake for many hours. Noisy people in the background. That, folks, was my cousin's building or fixing up my desk. The tabletop already had like a little curve at the top because of the, I don't know where it came from, so I had them just fix it. I'm gonna add also a little monitor stand on it. I would have done it myself, but my hands are only built for modding and I can't do shit for carpentry, so yeah. Cutting out sponsor logos. Alright, so I did my PSU cover with all the sponsor logos. Whee! They finished with my table. So basically all I asked them to do was just replace the tabletop and add this section here. It's adjustable with screws behind. So all I would need to do, just in case I have a reverse you know, orientation and want to put my PC here, it wouldn't come into conflict with this because I could just move this to, you know, wherever space. But yeah, feeling pretty comfortable now with my current setup. Alright, so it's one of my friend's birthdays, so we are celebrating. It beats the usual boredomness that comes sometimes when I'm just modding. So they decided to support me by coming over and celebrating the birthday, or his birthday here instead. So I finished the tubes. People are still partying behind me, so I hope you don't mind the noise. But yeah, there was a leak below here. I think the terminals were too loose. I tightened up the screws and seems to have stopped. Yeah, pump is at full speed because the PWM isn't hooked up. But once the system is on, I'll lower the speed. As you can see, the water's gushing. This is just let's say scrap coolant I recycled or repurposed from a previous build. I just wanted to see if there were no leaks. Now the reason why I'm using black is I wanted to take a shade of black at least, because I wanted to take a look and see if this would look better with black water or white. And so far, yeah, I think I'm going with black, and there isn't any leaks, or there aren't any leaks. So still have a few problems. And yeah, my new tattoo, courtesy of my girlfriend. So yeah, I still need to figure out how to cover the sleeves, because the sleeves that are coming from Cable Mod will be shipped on 22nd of May, and I need to ship this on the 16th, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to use the cables I requested from Cable Mod. So I can't acquire, and I don't want to sleeve by myself because I have a lot of other builds to finish, so I'm just gonna try to find a way to cover this area here with some sort of shroud. It's been done before by Bernardo Mod Shop a few years ago, and I think I'm gonna go take a look at his build logs and see if I can do my own variation to cover the stock cables. But yeah, this is what I have so far. Still some work to be done, but this is probably past 50% for now. Leak testing. So my girlfriend also had her desk fixed, so it's a lot cleaner and spacier than it was before. Unicorns. We're seeing unicorns. Okay. Oh, look at that. Wow.
It's so cute.
Look at all those effects. Holy shit. Next. Wow. Damn. Oh, there's a green.
White is nice.
White is nice. This is true white.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oh, this is single color mode. No. Alright, so we're trying out the effects of the InWin Aurora software and fans. This is, yeah, I don't know, a lot of people will have mixed thoughts about this, but this is awesome. I like it. I wouldn't want it to be looking like this like in my PC while I'm using it, but just the ability to show it like this is awesome. This is like, before, the best kind of RGB effects to me, in my opinion, was NZXT's Hue, but this takes it to a whole different level. Really nice. Good job, Minwin. This video is dedicated to all the people who hate RGB lighting. Enjoy, RGB haters. This is so badass. So I've managed to turn on the PC. I've hooked up all the parts, the hard disk, the motherboard has power and everything else now. Apparently it shuts down. I connected it to a monitor. I saw that CPU overheating or over temperature. I'm gonna have to drain the loop again and try to see if I can, if that's what's going on. apparently the heatsink wasn't touching the processor, so fixed that by replacing the mounting screws with from my other EK block, and I'm just about ready to format. Yay! I don't know about you guys, but this looks really psychedelic. I really like it. Alright, so I've managed to install the OS. Computer's up and running. I think I'm just gonna go RGB this, so it'll go with the RAMs. I know people will not, probably not everyone will like RGB, but it's there, it's a feature, why not use it? It's a display build. This will be sure to catch people's attention. Got a package from Redwood Ventures. I have no idea what this is. Show you guys later. Hey, it's a GPU. Thanks, Galax. So Galax had contacted me like 2 weeks ago, and they asked if I was interested in putting in a video for their video card or for their GPU. I said yes, of course. I didn't know that it would take this. It would, you know, it would be this fast to get here. So usually, if it's a you know, a sponsorship or a new sponsorship, you know, some of them take months to come, but this one only took about 3 weeks, I guess. Thanks, Galax. You'll be seeing this in a video soon. Draining, getting ready for the crate. So we're boxing up the build, going to Computex, cutting out stencils for my crate so I can paint. So we're gonna put in some stencils for the box. Things boxed up, packed up, and I'm ready to go. Just waiting for the courier to come up. I hope they show up on schedule. They're scheduled to come on tomorrow, but you know how things are here in the Philippines. So I'm still really hoping that it arrives tomorrow, or they come tomorrow, so at least it arrives in Taipei, you know, with ample time for any adjustments. Alright, so we just finished shooting the episode for next week, so stay tuned.